Hi, guys. The energy's suddenly weird. I don't know that it's weird in a bad way, just weird. Like weird. All right. Hmm. Okay. We're ready. How are you guys doing? We're ready. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So let me just get some cards ready. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is it's way more than you could ever imagine. I don't know what's way more. Oh, but let me do this really quick. So, I do have my comfort care meditation coming up this weekend. If you would like to be part of it, there's still a little bit of space left. So, just go to the link on the screen. The link on the screen, and you could get that there. All right, so it's way more than you could ever imagine. Whew, it is hot in here. Hi, Elizabeth. I know it's been a very long time. All right, let me just. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, already. Oh, thank you. I hope you've been well. Okay, so. Oh my goodness. Here it goes. That many. That there. And we'll get a couple of these. A couple of those. And now we're ready to start. You've been doing a lot of crocheting. I've seen a couple of your things. Your rainbow unicorn is adorable. That rainbow unicorn that you do, oh my gosh. And you make TikToks. You're gonna have to forward me what your TikTok is so that I could see them, because you're hilarious. You're absolutely hilarious. All right, let's get started, guys. Here goes. Here goes. My hair is still soaking wet. It's fine. It's going to end up being extremely frizzy. That's fine as well. Okay. Anywho. Ooh. Passion, fire. There's something that you need to get very, very passionate about very, very soon. Okay. This is something, well, actually, no. Let me correct myself. There is something that you're already very passionate about, and I think it's going to come into your life very, very soon. Oh my gosh, all my folks are here. Hi, Jenna Rose. Okay. There's something that you're very, very passionate about, though, and that's the feel that I get. That you're already passionate about this thing, and it's going to be something that's going to come to fruition very, very soon. Manifestation, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying right there? This is something that maybe you've been thinking about it for a very long time. Maybe you've been fixated on it. Maybe all of these different maybes. Just it's coming. It's coming. Make space for it. Protection. In reverse, this is not something you have to protect yourself from. This is something that your heart has absolutely wanted for so long. I think this is about wish fulfillment. Like whatever your wish is, it's about to get fulfilled. It's about to. The potential for that is totally here. I want to see what's happening. Hold on. Mm-hmm. So guardian and boundaries, and they're in reverse. you have to be careful what you're guarding yourself against. And you have to be careful that you're not using your boundaries as a way to keep whatever this is out. There's a lot of fear of maybe not being enough. Excuse me. There's just a lot of fear, fear of the unknown, fear of maybe failure, fear of so many different things. So spring and power. This upside down springtime is leading to you realizing how powerful you are. So something has happened already, and whatever this something is, it's something that it's something that's going to really help you to understand just how capable you are, how much you can do, what you can accomplish. It's a lot of really good stuff, but it also carries with it this like anxiety, right? It's this anxiety about how will I do this? There's no way that I could do this. You're not using your imagination. You're not allowing yourself to really get very creative in the different ways that you can try to make this happen. So that's destabilizing you. Do you really want this? Like, real question right now. Okay. Just think about the thing that you want, the thing that you're suddenly like, oh my gosh, really? Really? It's going to happen? Whatever that's pertaining to. Because I want you to really think about what it is you think this reading is talking about for you in your life. Now, if you're thinking about it, do you really want that? Is that what you really want? Or is it something that you want because you haven't been able to have it for how long? And so that's why you want it. Like, why do you want it? What do you think will happen for you if you have it? Like, once it arrives, how do you think it plays out? Do you think that you don't have to put any more effort? Do you think that, it's like, it's just, what do you mean? What am I going to do after it's here? I just want it to be here. So if it's that, where it's like you just want it to finally arrive and you really don't know what you're going to do with it once it's here, why do you want it then? Why do you want it? See, like, okay, um, an example that pops in my mind, getting my board members closer to the location of the sanctuary, right? I really, really want that. I really, really, really want for them to live in proximity to the sanctuary. So that way it's going to be a lot easier. And then once they're there, it's not like, oh, that was the only goal, was to get them there. No, once they're there, give them some time, at least, a week, 2 weeks, a couple weeks, come on now, to settle in and get comfortable in their new space. And then we push forward with tremendous focus. What are we pushing forward for? Okay, we're trying to get sponsorship from corporations. We're trying to set up the proper network so that we can begin expanding the exposure of our ministry. So it's not just like that's the end goal for them to arrive at the house. Like, no, that's not the end goal. That's a major component. That's a major, major component. And once they're there, then we can go to the next component, and then the next component, and then the next component. And that's the thing. What do you really want? And what will you do once it's there? Many of us, we think like, I really want money because I don't have money right now. Okay, what will you do once it's there? Well, I'm going to buy a car, and I'm going to buy a mansion. I'm going to buy purses. And okay, and then when it's gone, what do you do after that? I mean, then what happens? See, my logic, if I want money, it's to further something. I need money to this. And once I do this, then I can um, have X amount of profit returned to me. And once I have that, I can invest in this, and then invest in that, and invest in that. And then then I have all of these different streams of income at this point, and I can just calm down and not work 7 days a week, and just have like half my week off and just chill. I'm still going to work, but like finally experience, oh, that's not even half your week. The weekend is not half your, see what I'm saying? I work too much. I'm like, that's half your week. You could do so much in 2 days. Oh my gosh, that's not half your week. My bad. Oops. But that's the thing, is that I already have an idea of the different things that I will do when I have this and I have that. And it's this knowing that that's not the end goal, that that's a component of what I really, really want. So what do you really, really want? What is it that you really, really need? Because there's a wish fulfillment that's about to happen. First, it's going to require the undoing of a union. And this union might be your commitment to your suffering and your struggle. Ooh, you didn't realize that. So many of us are committed to our suffering and our struggle that we refuse to let go of it. That we hold on with bloody fingernails to that very suffering and struggle. Because that's what we know. Because that's what's comfortable. That's our norm. And, you can make something else your norm. You can have a new norm. You can have the type of norm that will be very, very fruitful for you. Something that will help you to move even further ahead. And no, when I say move further ahead, I don't mean you're racing someone or competing with someone or even just comparing with someone, because comparison is the precursor to competition. When you consistently compare yourself to someone else, you are preparing yourself to compete. And just because you are okay with losing every single time you create an internal competition, does not make it okay. It doesn't make it less toxic. If you're the type of person that will first compare, and then you'll begin this competition in your head where it's like, well, they're just so much stronger than me. They're so much faster. They have more things going for themselves. More people like them. That doesn't make it any better than if you were saying, I'm faster, I'm prettier, more people like me. They're both toxic mindsets. Comparison is the precursor to competition. So don't compare, don't compete, instead co-create. When I say get further ahead, I don't mean in comparison to someone else. I mean get further in your journey. Come to a more defined understanding of what it is you're trying to understand. You don't have to understand everything for you to comply with the will of soul, but you do have to develop some level of understanding at some point if you want to progress. You want to progress? Make it happen. Make it happen. So there's this video that I came across, and I can't talk about it on this channel because they'll shadow ban me again. But there's this video that I came across, and it talks about a lot of the different things that are happening. And I totally, like, my mind went somewhere completely deep down an entire rabbit den. I didn't just go down a rabbit hole. I went down an entire den with multiple chambers. It's an entire rabbit village that I visited in my head. And I want to talk about it with you guys at some point. I think today is just not really a good day for me to do that. But I think I'm going to set up a schedule very soon, within the next day or two, so that we can do the ET talks. Okay. These are the Emmy theory talks where I share with you my various theories that I don't know, if you guys knew the way my mind functioned, you'd be like, how do you live like this? I just do. Because my mind will process things extremely fast. It'll be like, and then next thing you know, I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. So I had one of those moments based off of this video of someone's transmission from a message from their soul, which we talk about it. We'll talk about it. But here's the thing, you're not innocent in your struggle. Okay. There's something that irks me when people cannot just take accountability and be like, you know what, I just wasn't really wanting to do anything, and it's okay, I have to make up for it, but it's okay because, you know, I needed that rest. Rather than just consistently, oh well, because this person and that person wouldn't, cooperate. Mm-mm, mm-mm, no, 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 nope. I'm the type of person where even if I can't lift it myself, I'll figure out a way to utilize fulcrum. I will get that shit moved. I will. I don't care what it takes. I will get that moved. And if I have to move that by myself and you see that I'm struggling and you're okay watching me struggle, that's telling me something about you. And now I'm going to reconsider your place in my life. But no matter what, that thing will be moved. And if I have to do it by myself, then really there is no purpose for you in my life right now. And if there is no purpose for you in my life when I am struggling the most, and you can just simply watch me struggle and not help, I need to reconsider exactly what it is I mean to you. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm just saying that's a very good indication of what you mean to the person if they can see you struggling. Like it's obvious that you're struggling and they choose not to help, right? But I mean, there's also that, excuse me, component where if you see that the person consistently gets themselves in situations and hopes that in you seeing their struggle, you're going to do something to help, that's a whole different situation. So discernment is necessary until you get over this feigned innocence to your situation. You're not going to overcome it. You are the very one that puts all of the bricks that become the walls that don't allow your solution to enter. Protection. For some of you, you need to protect yourself from your own self-loathing, from your own self-sabotage. For some of you, you have to protect yourself from someone else's focused, very, very focused, negative perception of you. And it's not that they have a negative perception because you're a bad person. The sense that I get is they believe in you more than you believe in yourself, and it pisses them off that they cannot control you. I was about to say something, and Michael says, don't say that. Remember, Baba. I'm sorry, Baba. I won't say that. I have to mind myself. You don't have to communicate in that way, girlfriend. We don't need to be Oaklandish today. Today is a Baba day. We're going to behave and be a proper young lady. Oh, I'm not a young lady anymore. A proper, I don't want to be a mistress either. I don't know. Goddess, a proper goddess in the flesh. Okay, light code injection, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me that someone, something Ooh, are you guys like planning a business plan? Tell my good ear. Seriously, are you planning something for business? I think this is a proper time for you to really begin laying down the foundation that you're going to use to pull up all your supplies, right? It's just come forward. Come forward, abundance. Um, you have to be careful though, because it's almost a sense of someone, something trying to siphon, get information and use it for themselves. Whew. I've waited 100 years. I'll wait a million more for you. This is gonna be interesting. You got to pull back. You got to pull back and you got to move slowly. Not slowly, silently. You have to move silently. Someone is trying to. Mhm. They caught wind of your plans. This is making me surge. They caught wind of your business plans or plans for yourself. And it's becoming this thing of they're trying, I don't know, it's like to take from you somehow. To take. No, 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 no. Don't start that narrative. Don't start that narrative. Whoever's thinking that, don't start thinking that. It's this thing of like, I just picked up on, well, it's okay. There's enough for every. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. There is enough for everyone to create their own ideas and their own business plan. Don't diminish yourself and what you're trying to create in that way. It's not selfish for you to protect your assets. And if what your assets are simply an idea, that is still an asset. Okay? It's very, very important that you don't sabotage yourself in this way. How many times in your life have you done that? Where you have had that mindset of, it's okay, there's enough for everyone. Okay, I have that mindset too. How many times have we, you and I, sabotaged our growth, sabotaged our potentiality? We're not doing that again. We are not doing that again, because guess what? I am finally in a place that I really, really, truly hope you will join me in. And this is a beautiful healing space, because guess what? I'm no longer willing to give away or share my potential with people who are nothing but energy suckers. You know why? Because no matter how much abundance I acquire, I have every intention of sharing, because that's the person that I am. Whoever's trying to suck this from me has no intention of sharing. They want to acquire, they want to consume. They don't need any of my energy. Any energy I give them, I will make sure I ram down their gullet and hopefully they choke on that. And that's a PG version because, hi, Papa. I'm drinking down my sacred rage. I will behave today. I will behave today. And that's the thing, you guys. We've really allowed people to convince us that our success is somehow wicked, that our success is somehow this and somehow that. And it's, I don't care what they have to say at this point. I just don't care. Why don't I care? Because it's irrelevant to me. I know my level of integrity. I know how much of a giver I am. And it's okay for me to also have a little rather than giving it all away. Like, stop. Do you know how long people have waited for you to get to a place that you need to be? They're counting on you. And every time you allow these energy sucking, energy draining people to do what they do, You are denying the ones who are patiently waiting. So receive your knowledge. This rejuvenation sigil in reverse, this is telling me that you have been giving too much away again. All right. That's okay. As long as you get that kind of squared away and make sure that it's calibrated so that the overgiving is being done in an appropriate way. Sometimes we do have to overgive because it somehow furthers something that you're doing. And in that case, you're not really overgiving. You are properly preparing the stage for what you need to do, right? So it's it's this example that I'm being given. If you're a public speaker and you're going to speak at an event, this event is a very important event for you, but the event um, the event coordinators, the people who are in charge, have not properly prepared the stage, and it's going to cost you maybe $200 to buy um, something, to maybe some chairs or whatever, or a microphone, right? And you're over here thinking, oh my gosh, this is me overdoing again. They should have taken care of this. Okay, but here's the thing, that's a $200 investment for your success. I will not fail just because someone else is refusing to do their part. That's still a form of overgiving, but guess what? It's not the type of overgiving that is not going to further my mission in life. If it's my mission to be a public speaker and I have to do that, well, then I have to do that. I have to do that because I will not jeopardize the sacredness of the words I'm going to speak on that stage just because someone from the team is half-assing their their job. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. But here's the thing. If I have to do something like that, you're probably not going to be part of the team after that. I'm pretty sure of it. If I can't count on you, then I don't need to have you on the team and I continue to lie to myself about what you are capable of, what you are willing to do. I already went through that. Like, I am very, very happy to share. Everyone on my team carries their own weight and then some, and then some. And it's not even like, um, well, I guess I can pick up the 2 pounds that you dropped over there, I guess. No, it's like, girl, you're carrying too much. Let's split that up a little bit so that we can all carry, an even amount. Like, that type of initiative is priceless. That type of community, that type of teamwork is priceless. So if you're going to invest in something, you better make sure it's worth the investment. You have to make sure it's worth the investment. You have to. And when you know that it is, by all means, invest in it. Not because you're getting a return, but because you want to support the work that you guys are doing. You know that in supporting that work, you all will do well. It's not just like, well, I'm holding this over your head. You know what I mean? Oh, Yogi Ogli says, I wish I had that. Girl, you create that. It's not given to you, it's created, it's cultivated. It's something that must be cultivated. It's not just given to you. And I can honestly say that I didn't have that in work matters until I was ready to receive that. And as much as I wanted it, I could not have it or create it because I was not willing to actually receive it. As long as you're willing to only receive half-ass love, half-ass friendship, half-ass romantic partnership, that is all you will allow yourself to receive. That's all. That's all. And that's all you'll have. Not because that's all you deserve, but that's literally all you will allow yourself to receive. And so, yeah. It reminds me of how I haven't been in very many relationships because I'm hella picky with people. I'm hella picky with people. And so I haven't been in very many romantic relationships, but that's a thing. I've never really had a boyfriend treat me in a like very overtly disrespectful way, you know? Like I've never had that. I've never had a boyfriend like cuss me out and call me the B word or any of like I haven't had that. Why? Because if I see that potential in you, I don't want you. Are you kidding me? I don't want you. No. There are billions of males in this world. I don't need you. And to not be willing to accept that blocks that from coming in. So if you apply that to your abundance, to your achievements, accomplishments, to the relationships, the types of relationship dynamics that you have, I mean, yeah, no, I'm totally the type of female. Like, no, I get it. You're having a bad day, but you're also a shitty person. So I'm sorry you're having a bad day, but you need to exit my life. I'm literally that kind of person. Like, oh, okay, you're having a bad day. I get it. I get it. I hope your day is even better, like after, you know, maybe you need a nap, maybe you need to eat, maybe you're frustrated with life. I get it. But no, you take it out on me? No. You direct that to me? Uh. That's not to say that you can't speak passionately, but the moment you begin directing that at me, like targeting me with that, no. No. Mm-mm. There's been days where my husband has been frustrated or tired or upset or whatever it is, and he's using foul language, and it's like, okay, well, shit, do you need help? Like, let me know. You can't just be cussing and stuff. Like, let us know what you need. That's fine. You're not directing it at me, right? So there's differences, there's nuances in the types of behaviors that we will allow ourselves to receive. It's way more than you could ever imagine. What you're setting up right now is something that goes all the way deep into your potential, into your future. Let it happen. Soul journey in reverse. This is telling me like someone is aware of your plans and you got to move silently. I don't know why. You got to move silently. They're really trying their best to just, I don't know, interfere with what you're trying to accomplish for yourself. Maybe this is someone you had a codependency with at some point. They're trying to maintain that codependency with you, and like they don't understand um they don't understand like why you're not allowing that codependency to keep you trapped. It's almost like a sense of liberation, like you're about to free yourself from someone's caca. So just free yourself, but do it silently. Don't tell them about your plans, because if they find out about your plans, they're going to make it so much harder for you to actually do what you need to do. Um, yeah, it's that sense. It's that sense of things being unnecessarily hard, but you're going to grow. You're going to grow through this. Your growth is guaranteed. As you go through what you're going through, you are going to grow. The more you go through, the more you will grow. The more intense the struggle, the more profound the growth. I found that growth, awareness expansion, is directly tied to the amount of struggle you go through. And if you're like me, I never realized there's an easier option. I don't know why I never realized there are other options outside of what I've chosen, which is the hardest path ever. That's what I consistently choose. And so I grow tremendously through every situation because every situation is extremely difficult. It's just so much difficulty. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So receiving Sijil, allowing yourself to receive the very thing that that you're needing, but it's in reverse. So it's like you're not allowing yourself to receive the very thing that you're needing. What would that be? What do you need to receive? Do you need kind words from someone? Do you need maybe some financial backing? Do you need help with marketing? Do you know, because it feels like it has to do more with like business arrangement than it has to do with romantic. I think romantic will factor in at some point, but I think right now it has more to do with you getting yourself situated for whatever it is that you're going to face. So a romantic component will factor in. Card number 47, soul separation. It feels like these are connections that are soul based. Oh, darn it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Got it. Got it. There's barriers. There's barriers. Um this is something that you've kind of like walked away from. I wonder if this is a business plan you've had for quite some time and you haven't really put in the time and the effort to bring it to fruition, and then you will revisit it here and there, but you never actually put the full effort into it. This could be a relationship, this could be a connection with another human being, um, but it's definitely something that served as a barrier. That barrier has caused sensitivity. So for those who like this is oh sorry, for those who this reading has more to do with like a romantic connection that has stalled repeatedly. I don't know, it's almost like this sense of maybe back then it wasn't time. Maybe back then you still had a lot of growing to do, or they still had a lot of growing to do. And so time was needed. Um, and then you have hidden blessings. I think that time that was spent is the hidden blessing. Hmm. It's almost also like this sense of someone, she looks creepy. Girl, why are you smiling like that? You look super creepy. Look at this. It's almost this sense of like someone's been watching you in your own little fishbowl world, right? It's not a bad thing to have a little fishbowl world. I live in a fishbowl. It's not a bad thing. Um, but someone has just been watching you. They've been watching you, and it's like whatever they've seen from you, it's almost like this blossoming that's taking place inside that fishbowl. And hair often represents personal power, and their hair is adorned. So it's like your words are the adornment that has increased the beauty of their personal power, is what I'm told. Your words are the adornment. All right. Kindness. I think there's going to be a moment where you're going to need to be kind. This might be someone who has disappointed you in the past. That's okay. It's okay. Because remember, we had said that for some, it might be this thing of the relationship has faltered and faltered and faltered. Maybe because you both were still in a process of growth. You both, or one of you, was still needing time to mature. That's okay. It's okay. Ooh, they're going through something. Whoever this is about is going through it. They're going through it. Uh-huh. They are going through it. This is either they are a water sign or you are a water sign. Sun, moon, rising, or Venus is in water. Look at this, oceans. They're literally crossing an ocean of fear just to be graced with your presence again. That's wow. Wow. That's just wow. They're crossing an ocean of fear just to be graced by your presence. Breath. It's almost like they're holding their breath until they get back to you. They're holding that communication until they get back to this space where they can speak to you from a heart based space. Right? That's a heart. That's a heart with a chambers. So 27. 2 is guidance, 7 is fulfillment, completion. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 is divinity. So yeah, I don't know. It's like they're emerging from this cocoon of some kind. This second skin that's a false skin, they're emerging from it. They're hatching. So it's the dusk of their current life. Like the sun is setting on that current life that they're in. It's ending and they're needing to come forward. The sun is in reverse though. Sun, light. 6 is a receiving number. 6 is a number of receiving. It's like a receptacle, like a cup, or you can even look at it as though it's a ladle, right? A cup with a stick attached to the end so that you can scoop things up. So it's almost like they're receiving portions of their consciousness. The sun is a repository. It's a consciousness repository that emits solar energy. Too much consciousness for each soul to be able to be housed in a singular human body. And so much of your consciousness is left in the sun. Let me stop. So the soul passion, they can't receive until they've cleansed themselves of whatever it is they need to cleanse themselves of. So the soul passion, they're becoming very, very passionate about the decisions they've made. It's like they're developing a certain level of conviction, right? They're now convinced that this is something they have to do. Like they have to. So, creation, water, richness, marine life. They see you as like a creator essence. They've watched you create so much for yourself, and it's just like the most beautiful thing they've ever witnessed. There is this sense of peace about you that maybe they didn't witness back way back when. Let me see. Is that chamomile? Chamomile. Let me hold up. Let's see. Yes, they are chamomile. Roman chamomile. Oh my god, I have Roman chamomile growing in the backyard. I'm going to eat those flowers. I can't. I don't know if they've been sprayed before. So, okay. Okay, hold on. Because my memory sucks. Let me look this up. Let's see. It calms restless bodies, skin irritations, and naturally colors hair. Brews to calm nerves and induce sleep. Used to attract money, to help combat curses. Let's see. Used to attract money and for gamblers to ensure winnings. Ooh, you are the winning bet. What? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Why can't you guys just answer my question quickly? I want the magical uses of chamomile. Matrikari. Yeah. Where is it? Okay, hold on. Let me go back to the top. Folklore and magic. Let's see. Let's see. As far back as the ancient Egyptians. Let's see. It's associated with the gods of the sun and used in treatment of diseases like malaria, as well as in the mummification process. It's believed that a number of other cultures used chamomile similarly, including the ancient Romans, the Vikings, and the Greeks. I love me some Vikings. Let me just say. Okay, wait. I want the magical properties. What is this? Okay, here we go. It's for purification, protection. It could be used for sleep and meditation. It can ward off psychic or magic attack. Ensures good luck at gaming tables. Let's see. Lucky flower. Ooh, ew. Why? Why? Okay, sorry. It says make a garland to wear around your hair to attract a lover. Okay, so you and all of your creative abilities is just it's so potent. It's potent that it's attracting to you a lover. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Ooh, banishing rituals. Let's see. Ooh, it keeps negative energies away from you. I like that. Plant chamomile near doors and windows to prevent negativity from entering your home. I'm going to have a chamomile plant beside the bed. I'm going to start sprinkling chamomile. Yeah, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. That's fascinating. Must be why I use chamomile in quite a few blends. Anywho, they love how full of life you are. You're either a water sign or they are a water sign. This involves water sign energy because this level of intensity, really though, people will tell you. So let me just give you my disclaimer before people get all pissed off. I am astro illiterate. Don't come for me. Don't even come for me. I don't give a shit about your stars or your zodiac signs. I don't care. So, with that being said, I am a sage with amnesia, and I believe that despite this belief that the fire signs are the fiery one, it's actually the water signs. Because how do you negate fire with water? That will drown the shit out of you. So that's a thing. That's the thing. The water sign is the sign that can really just coat everything. It can temper it depending on how intense that water energy wants to be. It can either produce a mist, get heated up, become a mist, or it can completely obliterate the fire. It can waterlog wood, it seals out air. I mean, yo, for real. For real. People need to just get straight with what they're thinking about the different properties of the elements. Like, if you don't properly seal that wood, water will get through it. You think you can put water in a container and put it over the fire and it can't do anything? It will evaporate, it will transmute itself and enter into the environment. You cannot stop water permanently. It just depends. How bad does that water want to do what it wants to do? It's going to do whatever the hell it wants to do. So this is someone, either they are cross watching for a water sign or they are a water sign themselves. Water and water, that's going to be a wicked battle. Why? Because neither one can drown. Neither one can drown. I mean, crabs, they they have to be a little higher. They can't go as deep. I don't know. Maybe they can exist in like the bathypelagic lower levels of that, or what is it, mesopelagic? One of the pelagic zones. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that water signs are more powerful. I'm saying that it's much harder to stop a water sign from doing what they heavily intend to do. Crabs are crazy because they'll rip each other's arms off. It's like, what's wrong? You're both in the bucket. Did you have to do that? I say this with Cancer prominent in my chart. Anywho, a fiery climax approaches. Ah, diggity damn! I told you guys. It's about to go down. Here you go. You about to climax. I'm just saying. I mean, unless you're going to choose to be tantric about it. I'm sorry. My energy is too much. I'm sorry. I will stop. So, a fiery climax approaches. Things are going to get very, very, very intense. I'm sorry. All right. Is my audio okay? I'm trying to behave myself. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to be behaved. Your commitment is being tested. I'm committed to being good. I'm committed to not misbehaving anymore. Your commitment is being tested. So, this might present itself as like someone, reaching a higher and even higher level of their understanding of their desire. Someone desires something. I don't know what they desire. It's time to take action. Surrender to the divine. Okay, so here's the thing. Someone wants to take action, but no one wants to surrender. Someone wants to take this action, but they don't know if it's they have questions, they have uncertainty about the validity of their guidance. You're good enough. Your dreams need a practical plan. You're good enough. You can do it. But you definitely need a plan of action, one that gives you other avenues, one that gives you other options. I don't feel like you should put your everything into this, simply because what ends up happening is it creates a sense of desperation. It just does. One of the ways that I have found, because I was analyzing myself the other day, and I was like, I recognize that when I really, really am focused on achieving something, nothing's going to stop me. And is it just because like I'm like bullheaded, or like, what is this about? And I came to this realization of, um, in the past, I've negated a lot of the unknown factors and whatnot by not putting all of my eggs in one basket. Understanding that, um, sometimes there's misalignments that I don't allow myself to see. And, it's not going to work out in the way that I want it to work out. And that's okay, because I have other things I can do to negate some of that disappointment that I feel if it doesn't work out. And so it's almost like this thing of, um, I've never, I've always flowed through my process. I've never created solid structures that would then tumble. Uh, you're one of my favorite people, Elizabeth. If you guys know Elizabeth, this is not a benign comment. If you know Elizabeth, this is such a loaded comment. Let me just stop. I'm supposed to behave today. Oh my god. um so don't create such rigid structures, rigid expectations, because when you do, that's how the things you've built end up being crumbled. That's how they get demolished, right? So I know that I have a specific end goal in mind. I know you. I'm surprised you didn't put an eggplant with that. That's your favorite emoji. Um, but that's the thing. I have this way of just knowing what my end goal is and accepting that I might not travel the specific path that I thought I would, the path that I selected. I might end up finding myself on a different path, but guess what? That still takes me in the general direction that I'm needing to go. So having that type of flexibility, right? You know, when Rob and Sarah were on the podcast yesterday, um, Rob had, oh, was it the podcast or was it in the exclusive chat? I don't know, but it came from Rob. Rob was talking about paths, and he was like, paths don't go anywhere. We're all trying to be on the route anywhere. Um, Paths just continue. This is what I was thinking about as he was talking about that. Um, Paths will continue, and it's up to you when to decide to get off of that path so that you can go to where you need to go. So it's like you're on the freeway and you're like, well, the freeway is going to take me to where I need to go. But if you're not willing to exit the freeway when it's your exit, you're going to be on just some crazy ass journey. You're going to be on some crazy journey. I don't know where you're going, But just so you're aware, if you were to take 80, that goes from California, I think almost all the way to New York, maybe all the way to New York. And if you have somewhere to go on 80 that is still in California, if you're not getting off that freeway, baby boo, you gonna go real far. If you're waiting for that freeway to end so that you think that they've made a freeway that takes you to your destination, no, that's a part of the journey. That is a part of the journey. In addition to that, it reminds me of this conversation that I had with Michael years ago, where he was basically telling me, I just had a brain fart. I don't remember now. Oh, yes, I remember now. He was basically telling me that the truth of the path of soul is that there is no path. Because in order to have a path, someone has to have walked that before you and laid a path. But that takes you to where they needed to go, not to where you need to go. The truth of the path of soul is that it is an open wilderness, a virgin land that no one has ever accessed, and that you will be the first one to travel through that. And people can follow you, they can follow behind you, but no one can actually lead you or guide you to where you need to be, because they don't know where that is. You don't know where that is. So then what are you doing waiting for someone else to do this for you, to tell you where to go, for someone else to um, let you know, inform you of all of these different things that really, how do they know this about you? What I tell my clients sometimes, because I do have precognitive abilities, right? I can access future events, future potentials. I can be aware of that if I want. And sometimes I'll have clients who want me to access the future potentials that are slated for them. And I have to tell them, like, the reason I don't offer this as an actual service is that what I see for you is based on your mindset as it is when I look. So if I look at something and I give you that information and it shifts even just 1 degree, your mindset, if it's far enough down the road, you will completely miss that event. You will completely miss it. So then what is the point of me telling you that that's there, that event is what's slated for you? Well, I only tell you this if your higher self um, feels strongly that that event is not necessary for the development of your awareness and perception, so that you could avoid the event or to prepare for it, to prepare you for it. Yes. Yes. So I met my husband twice when we were much younger. The first time I met him, um, he was in a relationship that was ending, and I was in a relationship that was ending. And we were sat directly across from each other at a table in a restaurant, um, because he was one of the founders of a car club that my then boyfriend was wanting to be part of. And all we said to each other was hi. But I distinctly remember I made it a point not to look in his direction because it was awkward. And I distinctly remember that right when I saw him, actually, right when I first heard his name before I ever met him, um, it was already this odd feeling. I feel it in my chest. It was already this odd feeling. And nothing happened. We all hung out for that day, and then I didn't see him again. But I distinctly remember that very first time that I met him, I had this very clear sense of, I want to marry someone like him, which I don't know him. So it was weird. That's why I say it was awkward. And that's what made me like really self-conscious. I didn't want to look in his direction, like, ew, this is weird. Why? Why? This is weird. Because I'm not like that with people, like at all, ever. And then I want to say like about a year later, I met him again, and the circumstance was completely different. Because at that point, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah, I think like 2 years later. Well, that's crazy. Because I was like in 97. Yeah. Like 2 years later, I met him again, and we didn't know each other was each other. And yeah, it was weird because it was that same odd feeling, despite the fact I didn't recognize him immediately. And that was the very thing that created enough sorry. That was a thing that created enough like just weirdness in the feeling that I forgot to give him a fake number because I was working. He came up to me while I was working, and I typically, if anyone asks me for my number while I'm working, I will give you a fake number. Don't bother me while I'm working. But I feel like that first event of meeting him was definitely this thing of preparing me to recognize his energy, you know, like really preparing me to recognize that energy. It wasn't something I needed to avoid. And that's why when I sensed that same energy 2 years later, not knowing what it meant, um, it interfered with my protocol of avoidance, my avoidance protocol. So it's about really allowing yourself to get a good sense of what needs to happen, but not being rigid in your expectation of how it will happen for you. So bring love into the situation. You know, you have to have that self love. You have to allow yourself to get excited for what you are building with someone, for someone, you know, whatever it is, whatever your reasoning, whatever your reasoning, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I've been really enjoying trying to prepare for the arrival of my board. And I'm so excited. And my husband has to remind me, you're not living there. You're not living there. You don't have to find decorations and stuff. I'm just excited. He has to remind me, you're not living there. Fine. But can we go to the furniture store? Can we go to the furniture store later? See? It's okay for you to get excited for things that you're co-creating with other people. You know, you don't necessarily have to always be the sole beneficiary in order for you to be excited. Like, there's something so powerful and liberating about being able to celebrate someone else's success, someone else's stability, someone else's blessings. Like, if you tell me something that happened for you that's amazing, I will get excited for you as though it's me that got the blessing, because like I want goodness for you. I want happiness for you, and it makes me feel very very happy that these things are happening for you. And I think because um I have a tendency to remain in that state of like just pure, absolute happiness, genuine happiness for other people. That's the type of thing that I draw to me, right? If you're someone who's consistently negative, I'm not saying you deserve the negativity. I'm saying you're responsible for the future negativity you draw to you. Because if that's all you're looking for, that's all you'll have. Whereas, I'm not looking for that. Sometimes, yeah, that will happen. Who cares? It's momentary. If that happens, it's momentary, and then something else will happen to take its place. And what we need to do is be very aware of what we choose to replace that negativity and unhappiness. Right? Right. A win win outcome is forecast, but it's in reverse. If you are so accustomed to quote unquote losing that that's all you expect whenever you try something, you're like, I guess I'll try, but I'll tell you right now, I'm going to lose. I always lose. Then you're cementing that. You're absolutely cementing that experience for yourself. Oh, no. Let's pull a Kuan Yin card. We'll pull a Kuan Yin card and then I gotta go. All right. Is that why we're not meant to know everything? Lisa, I think for the most part, we're not meant to know everything because we would filter that through our ego and interfere with the process itself. That's what I've seen every single time. It doesn't matter who it is. We would filter that through ego. And then what ends up happening is we end up creating distortions that affect the end result. Card number 44. Alrighty. Here we go. Weave the future golden. Something good is coming your way. Kuan Yin urges you to weave your future into the present moment, to call in and draw to you the opportunities, teachings, circumstances, and synchronicities waiting for you that will enable your soul to live its divine destiny with greater abundance, bliss, and creative fulfillment. So that's the thing. You need to bring it to you. You need to allow for that to enter into your life. Do you know how much the divine wishes to support and assist you in living your heart's truth this lifetime? Kuan Yin, with grace and compassion, wishes to help you ascend to the next level of your life expression so that your soul light may shine more brightly on the planet and help you and other beings to live with more heart and less fear. You can choose to live a life infused with a golden energy of peace, prosperity, joy, and creativity. A future so golden is being woven into your present moment now, like a tapestry with the choices and actions that you make in this moment. You call into being the divine golden tapestry of future bliss. Clever you. Kuan Yin is aware that there are opportunities and assistance waiting for you in your future embodiment. She wishes to assist you in drawing those future gifts into the present moment where they can be of most use to you. This oracle indicates that there is something special waiting in the wings for you. And if you wish to do so, you can receive healing and elevate your vibration so that you are able to receive it more readily. If you have been holding a secret wish in your heart, perhaps to publish a book, to be a healer, to teach, or to write or sing, to attract a loving soulmate partnership, or to spiritually awaken at a deeper level, take a moment to feel what it would be like for that heartfelt wish to manifest right now. Can you imagine the joy of it? Can you also allow for the joy to be such a normal, ordinary occurrence that it could be a part of your life right now? This is how you begin to weave that manifestation into this moment. Be bold, dream big, and imagine what it would feel like to live like your dreams. Can you begin to cultivate those feelings now, irrespective of whether you see the manifestation in physical form or not as yet. Sitting with joy in your heart, whether it relates to something specific or not, is magnetic to the good that the universe wishes to deliver to you. It's like switching your inner light on a higher voltage so the special opportunities perfect for you can find their way to you more swiftly. And if your great good comes in an unexpected form but still feels wonderful, accept it. Your future, your future golden will come into your life in the most beautiful ways. And usually it is, if it is not exactly as we imagined it, it's even more perfect for us. So, that's the thing. That's the thing. We think we have a good idea of what we need, what we deserve, and all of these amazing things. And in reality, oftentimes, especially until you reach a certain age of maturity, um, you just really, you don't know what you should have. How many of you have been in a relationship that during the early stages of it, you were like, this is it. I'm in this for life. Like, I love this person. I'm so in love. This is perfect. They are perfect for me. We are going to build a perfect life together. And then as the years go by, things change and people change and circumstance changes. And you find yourself in a space of, what the hell am I doing here? What am I doing here? Why did I ever give you any part of me? How many of those have you had? That's why we're not allowed to know everything. Because it would cause us to fight against the process that we must go through to realize what we deserve and what is not worthy of us. See, until you go through that hardship, you don't really know what that depth of hardship is. I was perfectly satisfied with a very typical family life. I was very much satisfied with that. Like, we don't need more, we don't. We have our little house, it's enough space for our kids. We never miss a meal. All of our bills are paid. Yeah, we can't go on fancy vacations, but we have such a beautiful life at home that we don't need to. We don't need to. I don't need to get away and go to a completely different place. And I would have been willing to stay there with that. More than willing. More than willing. Because it's a beautiful life. And my soul has a different plan for me. So, what did I need to experience to allow myself to unfold, to allow myself to receive what my soul has planned for me? I needed to experience a period of my life that was much lower than what some would consider a basic experience. Yeah. So I went from a small house, and I love that life. We're never worried about anything, you know? We're never worried about anything. It was just like, yeah, husband goes to work, I stay home with the kids, we homeschool, we do everything we need to do. House is kept clean. I make all our food from scratch. It's beautiful. But again, my life is meant for something that's beyond that average existence. There's nothing wrong with an average existence. But if you're not designed for an average existence, why would you ever confine yourself to it? And I would have never volunteered to leave that because, again, I love that life. I still do. I still do. I still look at that life, very simple life, very fondly, very, very fondly. But the thing is this, That life would have never forced me out of my comfort zone. It would have never given me the opportunity to cultivate the courage that is required to speak publicly, to be witnessed in my process of unfoldment. And solely because of that, I needed to be removed from that life. And to understand the gravity of the life that's being presented to me when I'm ready to receive it, I needed to experience the opposing polarity. I needed to be stranded in a parking lot for like 5 or 6 months, stranded in a parking lot with my family. And then I needed to travel and be a vagabond, a transient for another maybe 2 years before I could choose to begin exploring the sensation of settling down, settling back into a space and staying there for a prolonged period. I still haven't stayed in a place for a prolonged period. I still haven't. You guys have seen me move how many times just in the past 12 months? How many times? Many, many, many times. And why is that? Because I can't be allowed to become comfortable in a space that I do not belong in. Something amazing is coming your way, and you have to allow yourself to receive wholeheartedly what your soul, what your life is presenting to you as your blessing. And you guys, here's the thing, sometimes we have to experience such an ugly thing to be able to let go of what no longer serves us. Sometimes we have to experience something that causes us to feel so fractured inside so that we can let go and be brought to the place that we should be, that we need to be. It's a very beautiful thing. It's beautiful. That type of movement, that type of allowing, the flow of it, the no longer fighting yourself and conserving that energy for the construction of the greatest parts of you. The less I fought myself, the more energy I had to build myself up. No matter what, you're going to have that energy, right? No matter what, you'll have that energy, and what you choose to do with it is what will determine how you will experience that period. And it's hard. It's not an easy journey, but you're worth the effort. You're absolutely worth the effort. You are worth the effort of going through whatever it is you're going to go through in order to find all your pieces before you make it out to the other side. And that's what we don't get sometimes, most times, if we're going to be honest. That the process that we're in is to help us to collect the pieces that have fractured off of us before we get to the other side. I'm collecting all my pieces. I have been for quite a few years. I can honestly sit here and say, I've been more heavily fractured than the average person. Not because I deserve less, not because you're more loved, but because I needed to be able to travel to more places within myself to collect all the pieces that are necessary to be a whole person on the other side of this process. It's a way my soul devised for me to learn myself more. And as I learn myself more, I learn about the gravity of my proper placement within society, the gravity of my proper placement within energetic structures, as well as systems of authority. And yeah, it's okay. Even though you know these things, it's okay to struggle through the acceptance of it. It's okay to struggle through whatever it is you need to struggle through. But if you're struggling for no reason and you're struggling to keep yourself held in the same space, I don't know if that's okay. because that's a waste of your time and your potential. It's a waste of your energy. It's a waste of you. So don't waste yourself. Not for anyone, not for anything. Allow yourself to be cleansed. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to be willing to live a life that's worthy of you. You deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. So allow it. It's way more than you could ever imagine. The amount of goodness headed your way, the amount of community, the amount of support and love. It's way more than you could ever imagine, but you deserve that. You're worth it. And allow the people who see your worth to remind you what you're worth. Don't dismiss them. Don't try and explain away in hopes to convince them that you don't really deserve all of the good words, the beautiful sentiments. Yes, you do deserve that. Just say thank you. Just say thank you and receive. You guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and join me when I'm live. I think I'm going to be doing expedites tomorrow afternoon, do some readings. If you guys have been, I can feel someone's been waiting for readings and scans. I'm sorry, it's been a very, very busy week. But I think tomorrow afternoonish, evening time, I'll make time for some scans and readings. I won't really have too many expedites available outside of that. If you'd like some more advanced expedites, I do have advanced expedites, like very, very advanced expedites. Let me get it to you guys. Let me get you the link here. Here you go. I'm going to be doing that 888 portal. If you go to meevolving.com/888, you'll be able to see exactly what it is that I'm offering. And these are very advanced corrective work, also activations, clearings, all sorts of different things. There's a lot of new expedites in there that I've never offered before. A lot of new ones. They're in the special 888 expedites section. And I hope if you need an expedite, that's not too far away. That's going to come up real quick. So you guys, I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be here for church. Bye, guys.